Dr. Farooq, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, good. I'm good, sir. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
I think ending ऐसा ही है पैनल में जो थे वो डिस्कस ही
I think Rohan, please make sure that participants are muted off. I think there's a lot of background noise. I request participants please mute themselves off.
And now it is 3 p.m. I request the session facilitator, Professor Reshma, to start with this session. It is all to you.
Yes, myself, Reshma Yerunkar. A very good afternoon to everyone present over here. I welcome all once again on this third day of International Conference on Innovative Teaching and Exuberant Learning for the panel discussion of empowering educators in navigating the pedagogy, approaches, and technological advancement in the digital age. On behalf of ICITL, I welcome Dr. Munira ma'am as a session chair for the panel discussion. Dr. Munira ma'am is the principal of BNCP College of Pharmacy, Mumbai. She is a passionate educator for almost 25 years in this field, starting from the year 1998. She is also working as a co-investigator and associate in several research projects on development of nanotechnology-based drug delivery system for treatment of arthritis, HIV prevention, and diabetes. She has 10 prestigious patents of nanoformulations to her credit. She has also 350 plus noteworthy endorsements for her name in the sector of drug delivery, technology transfer, pharmaceutical industry, regulatory affairs. She has received several national and international honors and awards. She is a recipient of a highly prestigious Nehru Fulbright International Higher Education Administrator Excellence Seminar Fellowship Award in 2019, and she is the first pharmacy professional in India to receive this award since the institution of this award from the Government of India and Government of USA. She is a passionate educator, a leader, and a mentor who strongly believes in strengthening the future generation, which has proved and reflected in her achievements of the BNCP College also. So we are glad to have her over here. Welcome, ma'am. Also, we welcome Dr. Sharik Sir, Dean of School of Pharmacy, AIKTC, as a session co-chair for the panel discussion. Dr. Sariq Shayad Sir has done his doctorate in pharmaceutical sciences from the University of Maryland, USA. He has worked as a senior research investigator in clinical pharmacology, oncology, and Bristol Myers Squibb, Princeton, New Jersey for 5 years. He has been serving as a dean and a vibrant educator at SOP AIKTC for last 10 years. He has also a strategic planning and review committee member for Overseas Friends of Anjuman. He has 125 plus notable endorsements of his credit for the diverse fields in clinical drug development and oncology. Also, he has credited international publications in these areas. He has been awarded as the Bharat Ratna Award 2018 for a significant contribution to drug discovery and development. He has been also honored to be a part of editorial team in Spinger. He also uses his leading edge pedagogies to assist students in achieving their professional goals. And with all this, I'm very glad and delightful to have him in this session. Welcome, sir. And
Thank you.
from this, I request Munira ma'am and Sharik sir to take it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Reshma, for this generous introduction. So it is truly an honor for me. A very good afternoon to all the panel members, to all the participants, and what an exciting way to cap off these 2.5 days of exciting deliberations and thought-provoking sessions at the conference with the panel discussion. It's just like a fire hose of ideas. So I've been charged with introductions of our esteemed panel members. So Munira madam, with your permission, I'll introduce them, and I'll hand it over the forum to you for further deliberations. So it is truly an honor for me to be welcoming 3 of the distinguished panel members who I strongly believe they are leaders in pioneering education and innovation. So I'll start with Dr. Sunil Kote. He's a distinguished alumni of BITS Pilani. He's presently working as Dean Academics at the KK Wagh Institute of Engineering, Education and Research. Extensive research, testing, consulting for over 3 decades, and his research broadly includes concrete technology, structural engineering, and water resources. He's guided hundreds of UG and PG products. 6 research scholars have completed PhD under him. Extensive publications of all his work in more than 110 research papers in both peer-reviewed journals, both in national and internationals, chairing various sessions at both national and international forums. For all his work, he has been rightly acknowledged and awarded as Best Innovative Teaching Award from the Vice Chancellor's Office in Pune, Best recipient of Best Teachers Award, and several others. He's President of Architect Engineering Association in Nasik, and serves as an Executive Council for Association of Civil Engineers. Writing is his hobby, interestingly, and he extensively writes on different technical and social issues. He's been a recipient of, interestingly, a Best Social Writing Award. So it's fairly a diverse personality of sir. He's worked as Chairman Board of Studies for Civil Engineering and Senate Council in the Pune University. Currently, he serves as a Vice President for General Body of Nasik Shikshan Prasarak Mandal. As a fairly old, 102 years old premier organization in country running more than 48 education institutions. He's currently assigned the responsibility for state quality monitor of Prime Minister's Gram Sadak Yojana for Master State. So with a warm welcome to you, sir, for this forum.
Thank you.
Really look forward to hearing from you on your thoughts. Next on our panelist is Dr. Muhammad Tahir Ansari, who is currently the Associate Professor at the University of Nottingham at the Malaysia campus. Sir is also a distinguished researcher in pharmaceutical sciences, more than 50 years of teaching and research experience, and his experience spanned a diverse area, primarily into drug delivery systems, solubility enhancements, quality by design, veterinary doses form, and he is also credited with several awards and several. He has guided several of the research projects. So, a prolific researcher with a huge amount of research output from his lab. And finally, we have Dr. Muhammad Farooq Sheikh. Dr. Farooq Sheikh has recently joined the Charles Sturt University as associate professor and also as a pharmacy lead there at the university. Also holds as a current adjunct associate professor at Monash University as well. He has PhD in pharmacology. He's a very well-known expert neuropharmacologist, a researcher, having prolific research work done, especially into drug discovery and very specifically into the zebrafish model. His developed model for zebrafish has definitely allowed a lot of scientists to understand basic mechanism of disease and ultimately basically to help safer drugs. He's been awarded as the Monash University's PVC Award for Excellence in Research 2018 with a commendation in 2020. He's also a recipient, interestingly, of the Malaysian Society for Neuroscience at the Best Publication Award in 2017. Award as 2019 as Best Young Researcher, Best Pharmacology Teachers for Malaysian Society of Pharmacology. He's involved into PhD supervision, has extensive knowledge for his age, 100+ peer-reviewed articles, which is phenomenal, just speaks about his extensive and very impactful research that work has been doing. So this is a very brief, honestly speaking, the introduction of these esteemed panelists, which is led by an equally esteemed chairperson who herself is pioneering in education. Just for people who are in this call, her institution recently ranked among the top 50 institutions in pharmacy, which is a commendable feat, and she's doing a phenomenal work here. So without further ado, I would like you to hand it over to Dr. Marina Momin, the chairperson of this panel session, for an interesting panel discussion. I would say I would give it over to her to lit the fire, as they say. So over to you, madam, to initiate the discussion, as they say.
Thank you, Dr. Shari. First, let me thank Reshma for introducing me, and thank you, Dr. Sharik and the entire team at Kalsikar campus, Panvel, for not only inviting me, that is just definitely something I'm grateful to, but initiating this theme, which none of Mumbai-based institutes have even thought of. Let me tell you, me personally, having some experience in US or especially teaching, I have always thought of some innovation involving all stakeholders, especially student-centric teaching, where teachers need to mold themselves, train themselves in an altogether different level. Adaptability is something which they need to change every year with a lot of students coming in, the different generations coming in. When you spend 20, 25 years, you see when you look back, teaching pedagogy is something which is very, very important, and teachers play such an important role in shaping students' career, largely depending on the way they can they translate the teaching in such a way that the student remember lifelong. So having selecting this particular topic, and this is, I believe, is a third in a series, correct?
Yes.
Because I remember my faculty had attended your previous one session, and they were like completely awestruck that this is something which everyone should be doing it. So congratulations to Kalsikar campus, to Panvel.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for having this kind of sessions which you have started under your leadership. Dr. Sunil, you have been an inspiration to younger generation. You have, age is no bar for you. You have learned many new techniques. You have shared. I have heard you in some of the events, and I always look forward to listen to you. You are certainly an inspiration to younger generation, especially the generation of ChatGPT, the generation of AI, the generation of computers, Google, where every student thinks that whatever Google says is right and not my reference books. They don't want to refer to those reference books. For them, Google is the master, and whatever Google says, they would come up with a printout of Google search. Whenever they ask for re-evaluation of paper, the photocopy of their answer sheet, and they say, look at this answer. This is what I followed. Why did you give the marks? So this is the generation. It's quite challenging. And I'm glad that we have speakers. I was just looking at all entire 22nd to 24th, all speakers, topics, as well as the titles of those presenters. It's something innovative in itself. People have come up with wonderful ideas. And what I believe is the Kalsikar team is sowing the seed in young minds. It is going to germinate whenever there is a proper atmosphere obtained to them, or presented to them. Sometimes it's just a thought we need to put in them. We need to ignite those young minds, and then we need to nurture them, providing this kind of platforms, providing this kind of speakers, and giving them an opportunity, all the participants. They would, I'm sure, would take away message, may remain in a small seed, which definitely going to germinate. And then that's the ignition which we are providing. So thank you once again. Thank you, sir. So here we see, looking at the title and looking at our two speakers, Dr. Tahir and Dr. Farooq, having their experience in Western country, or the countries where outcome-based teaching is a normal practice. India still, the higher education, if I compare to US, UK, Australia, Malaysia, where you have UK campuses, the teaching is always outcome based. I remember one of the reason I'm just kind of taking more time in setting the platform, especially for all the participants, where we need to reach. We need to know our goal. And it's a time of quality by design. And when I say quality by design, it's not only in the automobile company and not only in the pharmaceutical company. You can actually do design, quality by design at every stage of your life, may it be professional life, or I would sometimes put up to my students, personal life too. That when I was can we ask people?
Yes.
Okay. So my experience when I was working in US at a pharmacy chain stores, I see pharmacy interns would come with some printouts, and I see, what are you reading? And they are just the second year students, third year students, and they would say, oh no, you know what? We have to present the case study. The case study concept is there from probably day one when they are entering into professional studies or any higher education study, which is something we do not have. So my sincere appeal to all the participants today, learn from all seniors and all the experts, those who have joined, and today we are going to have a discussion on number one, learn those new techniques, adapt to new techniques, adopt to new techniques, and the first and foremost is changing your psyche, changing your psychological mindset up, that we are into teaching. We need to make sure that what we have understood, what we want to convey to our students is conveyed in the best possible manner, in such a way that it remains in their mind lifelong. And that's where we have a teaching pedagogy which comes handy. We could have a digital platform, we could have a case studies, we could have an electronic platform, we could have a multiple flipped classroom, we could have a hybrid learning, we could have a field-based learning. These various concepts of teaching is ultimately for one reason, is what we want to convey to our students. After learning about that particular subject, what we want to convey is conveyed in an effective manner so that the student don't go for rote learning. The biggest issue currently, if you see in Indian academia, and that's where I was speaking at some forum about NEP 2020, where one of the important pillars is internationalization of education, Indian education, globalization of Indian education. Basically nothing but, if I put it in one word, is outcome-based education. Case studies, convey the information to students, teach them to such an effective manner so that they remember it lifelong, so that they don't have to do rote learning. So here is my question, Sunil sir, to you.
Yeah, please.
From you. So looking at the participants which we have some young budding teachers, we have some senior teachers. So you have this entire spectrum of fresher to the senior who have done phenomenal work in their respective research domain. Now, what we need to make sure that they are effective teachers, they can convey the research outcome in such an effective manner. So you being with the Indian system, what are your ideas? How did you transform yourself? How did you adapt to the new changes, which could be an example to our newer generation, as well as to my entire spectrum of generation who are teachers? So your views, sir, on that.
Yeah. Before I start, let me congratulate Karlsegger campus for organizing this very appropriate conference. And I believe it is third in the sequence. So it's a great bonanza for all the participants to enjoy almost every year and to have this a great technical fest, I can say, and it's a great thing. Coming back to the topic, as Munira ma'am, you said very rightly, let me just confirm once again my age with the entire audience. It's only 20. So don't go by my hair and all this silver color there on the this is just maintained. I didn't make it black because that is the only thing that helps us to keep the class control there in the classroom and all those things. So I congratulate for the organizers for this very appropriate theme of empowering the educators. I would like to come to your question a little later on, but this is a very great word that is appealing to me. Empowering the educators. Why empower? And why today only? Because now in the present scenario, as you rightly mentioned, that the concept of the teaching has been now shifted from teaching to learning. And particularly a post-COVID situation of the mind setup of the students, that has changed tremendously. So that has created a great challenge here for all the students as well as teachers also. And as we have been all the time referring one term CCE, that is a continuous comprehensive evaluation, CCE component. In many universities across the globe, we follow this. But I believe now there is a need for all the teachers to coin a new term, CCU, which stands for continuous comprehensive updating at our end. And so long we are not going to change ourselves, adapt the change at our end, I don't think that we will be able to pass on something to this new generation, because we have already, as we know, that the conventional approaches of the entire teaching and learning process, it has now many limitations, and all these is complemented at the other end, that the pace of the change is very fast. It is accelerated like anything in the than past, and all the teaching learning components now, there is a dire need to be complemented with these technology advancements. So under such situations, whenever we are now looking at teaching and learning processes, and that too in the on the canvas of the exuberant teaching, I believe now we will have to change and adapt at our end. The issues at teachers' end, that we need to continuously update our knowledge, and particularly when this new challenge of Chat GPT has come. I would just like to share a very recent experience of mine in last week only. We are having the university examinations, and just for sake of fun, which I time with the students, that I asked that I will be asking the questions to you during your Viva examinations, which questions that you only will bring 10 questions with you, and then I will be asking any questions from your paper, your set. And then you will believe, students came with all 10 questions, but all were downloaded from Chat GPT. So when I just asked them to read the question, or when I took the printout from them and then I read the first question, they were so excited, excited not because they were knowing the answer, they were so excited because they were knowing the question. Because that was downloaded from the Chat GPT, and then they were not able to answer. So knowing question itself created a good excitement in their mind, but when it came to the answering the question, they were unable to do that. So with this mind setup of the students, that everything is downloadable nowadays, I am really worried. And now there, I would like to emphasize the role of the teacher, as you were asking the question, that under such situation, how we will be imparting the research culture and research attitude amongst our students, that we will have to somewhere convince them that this chat GPT and artificial intelligence and all these are the information, but when it comes to performance, then performance is something different than GPT knowledge or something AI, what inputs the AI is providing to us. So getting inputs from artificial intelligence is one thing, but when it comes to performance, might be in physical performance, casting the specimen, testing the specimens in the laboratory, or might be some kind of personal behavior or EQ. A chat GPT can just substitute up to certain extent the IQ, but when it comes
It seems sir has some connectivity issue, I feel like. So we'll,
oh,
yeah,
is it,
okay.
am I
He's
not
back.
audible? Am
So
I
you
not
can
audible?
unmute.
Oh,
No, you're,
I'll switch my
yeah, now
view,
we can hear you. Please go ahead.
video. Is it? Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
very much.
yes.
Yeah. So I think now it's high time for this younger generation to mix up with them with this say that artificial intelligence and all these new advancements in technology cannot replace the IQ and in specific EQ. That's where we will have to start on this convincing ground to them. And then I believe we can proceed on these lines. So just to open the discussions, I think I'll be back again and we'll be discussing this issue further.
Sure. Sure, Sunil sir. Thank you for your initial thoughts. What comes out of your thoughts is teacher need to be a learner first. They themselves have to be active learner, update themselves, you rightly said, TCU, because current generation is very smart. And that's where the challenges come for teacher to adopt and implement those teaching pedagogy. Students will always have some or other way to escape. To be very frank, when I see some of my students, and I always tell them, I said, you cannot beat the older generation teachers, whatever advancement you come up with, but it is certainly important to adopt to new technologies which we have in our hand, which connects teacher well with the current generation. And change is the only constant for every teacher. They need to continuously change. So having said that, Dr. Tahir, I'll come to you. For your campus, I see your association with Malaysia in the University of Nottingham. Your views on a fresher, I would say, a new teacher who has just taken up the assignment of teaching. What are your views of empowering or training the new teacher who has just ushered into teaching profession? How your institute or your university train them or put them under the training, and your views on that, how effective it is, or it is the time or the students teach teachers to be a good teacher?
Let me start with congratulating the Calseco Institute of organizing such kind of conferences. So coming back to the question, actually, so if I have to say that exactly how to train a particular person who is actually very new in a teaching profession. So when I came in, I was even so-called new to the whole scenario, what exactly Malaysia and the UK practices. So the system here is already in place. That's the good thing. Okay. So there is a system exactly existing, and we need to be a part of system. If you're not a part of system, then probably it will be tough for us to survive as a teacher. Now looking at the way things have changed after pandemic, and the way exactly the student perception have changed after pandemic. So we are calling them as actually generation millennia. So this generation millennia is supposed to be the tablet generation, and I have done certain research because we came to a conclusion that the average attention time of a student in a classroom for this generation is 30 seconds. So it's just 30 seconds they attend to, and they keep on losing the concentration. And it's a mammoth task for us to keep them engaged in a classroom. So we came up with this concept of hybrid teaching, which looks so far effective, as there is still a saturation level still to be reached, but so far it's look effective. What exactly I practice is, and even when there's a new teacher coming in, so we do ask them to practice and be a part of the system actually right from day one. So what exactly we do is we do this hybrid teaching, probably, which is a mixture of flipped classroom in a sense. And so I will do an inaugural class, which is supposed to be online, a gist of it, at least a 30-minute lecture, and put it on our learning management system, which is quite supportive. We are using Moodle 5.2 now at the moment. So we'll put this with Moodle, and we have few other platforms where exactly the student can download the videos and then access anywhere exactly, even if he doesn't have the Moodle. So we do that, and then later they are supposed to undergo a small preparatory test. So the preparatory test is supposed to be readiness for them. And then we do teach, and we club with few activities. So most of my classroom is very engaging with a lot of activities. We have come up with many new techniques of teaching, problem-based learning, which is very innovative. Then we have we came up with a new technique called as bow tie workshop. So it's like a very good technique for the students to get engaged, and not only to get engaged, but to be inquisitive, because our student, what exactly I feel is lacking the sense of understanding, lacking the problem solving skills, lacking the critical thinking skills, as because of the advent of ChatGPT is going to be much problematic for them. But we cannot contain them by saying that they are not supposed to use ChatGPT. They will. So I don't say that they are not supposed to use ChatGPT, or don't use Bard, or don't use any ChatSonic, and all. There are plenty of platforms now. So I say you use it, but then the application part is supposed to be discussed in the class. So they'll come up with all those aspects, and then we'll discuss in the class. So that's a part and parcel of us, what exactly we are doing. And we say that we are blessed that the system is in place. And our whole structure is actually based on, one is outcome-based education, and then we have our own system. We call it as curate system. So we have an iCurate system of teaching. So that's what exactly is benefiting us to tackle students which are weak. Weak is a relative term, but weak in a sense that they don't know calculation, they don't know reasonings. So some may be knowing calculation, some may be not knowing reason. So we need to highlight exactly. So once we do the teaching, we sit and exactly start calculating the amount of learning outcome achieved for each of the lectures based on those preparatory and post assessment of the classes. And then we highlight exactly what is the problem associated with each and every student, and we pass it to the tutor or the mentor, and the mentor will take it from that, and then the whole process of revamping the student begins. So this, we do it very effectively in year one, because year one in Nottingham, not only for BPharm, not only for MPharm, but even PhD is very critical. So we call it as qualifying years. So if they are not good of attaining a certain grade, so we say, in a very bad language, bye to them. So they are not supposed to graduate as a pharmacist and not supposed to continue the PhD. So year one is very important, where exactly we do the primary selection of the students. Coming in is not a problem. You can, any number of students can come in, but getting past year one is one of a hectic problem for them. And the system is in place where exactly we can filter. So we do inform all the PhD students, the MPhil students, the MPharm, the BPharm students. So this is what exactly is. If you don't do, you'll be losing first year of the fees and your year of investment. So they know exactly. So we do filter quite a few number of students, which is very tough for them to clear the first year students. Yeah. So that's what exactly we do. Yeah.
So Dr. Tahir, so what if I put only 3 words of your thoughts, it's an engagement with students, inculcating that inquisitiveness in them, and encouraging them of using technology. But my question is, how do you or your university, for that matter, because majority of our participants here are teachers. So what are your thoughts that do you believe in throwing them into the sea, or do you believe in hand-holding initial and empowering them, or navigating them for uses of technology, or navigating them towards utilization or adopting the technology? What are your views on that?
Okay, if I have to share my experience with the previous university and this university, so there is a whole module which has been settled for incoming faculties. Okay, so they need to take that module exactly for them to know exactly what the university does. And I think it's a part and parcel of every university in Malaysia. So they do have certain modules set up where exactly every incoming faculty, whether they are 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience, they need to know exactly what are the best practices of education the university is practicing. So they need to know exactly. But then we always have a teacher mentor for every incoming faculty. So he or she will be tied with somebody for the first year, exactly where it's supposed to be the probation period. So they are supposed to get trained in all those aspects, what exactly the university is practicing. And then we do have like certain videos and certain helping hands what exactly they can go through. So yeah, there is a system actually in place. And since the university is practicing the outcome-based education, so the whole system is actually defined by the whole, how the syllabus is supposed to be created. So we have like markers where exactly we need to check where a new incoming teacher is supposed to do, what exactly is supposed to do. And then we actually hand on, we help them, teachers, to find their own strength. So what we are doing in a sense that for us, just to share with you, we don't have any so-called increment. Okay, we don't have an increment system here. So the increment system is definitely not a bit tight. What exactly what you do this, you do this, you do this. Increment is common, but if you want to top up those increment, so you need to top up all your extra activities in terms of research, in terms of teaching, in terms of outreach, in terms of industries, in terms of community. So there are plenty of platforms for exactly whichever interest we have, because learning is supposed to be everywhere. For us, what exactly we are doing at the moment, we are actually asking the students, I'll share with the students one. We are asking the students to be with the, the storekeepers, some of those who are supposed to be the guards, to actually inculcate the habit of speaking without any hesitation. So the pharmacists need to have those because for us, the pharmacy is supposed to be more clinical, need to speak to the patients, no hesitation. So we do practice with that. And the same is supposed to be done by the teachers as well. So anybody who doesn't learn, then it is tough for them to clear the first year probation. It applies to the teachers even, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's great. Dr. Tahir, thank you very much. Let me go to Dr. Farooq. There is one common problem or a challenge. Let's not put it as a problem. The challenge is the students entered into graduation or a higher education during COVID period. So after their schooling, they entered into COVID period where the 2 years they studied online. The teachers adapted to the new technology. There were hybrid classes, there were online classes. The there were challenges. They came over those challenges into extraordinary condition, which the entire human race were facing. So, what are your views or your suggestions to teachers for transforming those students into active learning of physical classes and keeping their or enhancing their attention span? Because see, when they were online, the attention span we never came to know because the cameras will go off, right? What are your views? What are your advice to teachers or participants today, or and your experience in this line?
Thanks, Prof. Munira, for having us and having me in particular. Coming to your question, I think obviously if we consider the transition from COVID now to the physical classes, and I think I really commend all the teachers or educators here and everyone who has actually made a tremendous change or transformation in their teaching methodology during COVID. I think the time frame was given for us to adapt and change was very good. So everyone somehow we tried, and we made it, and somehow try to get. But obviously we are, or in fact the those who are hiring the graduates or people who are going to hire the graduates who joined the year 1 or year 2 during the COVID, people are questioning whether they are competent enough, whether they have gained all those knowledge or not. And everyone has this question. This is literally a digital doctor or digital pharmacist, and they can't really, practice or not able or capable of doing it. So I think if from my experience, how we try to do that, and then I'll come to what are the things which are very important. I think obviously we all try to adapt and try to find out the methods which will be a subgrade method of teaching, which will not compromise the ability, the knowledge, and what is expected from the student. So same equal quality of content and the delivery and the expectation, because the method of testing and evaluating them, whether they are able and capable, whether they have gained the foundation and enough knowledge, especially year 1 and year 2 student, we had followed the same method. Okay. Coming to the teaching part, I think what we, especially in Monash, when I was there, what we had done is we, even before COVID, the number of lectures in a week is maximum 6 hours, not more than that. And every other content is actually delivered as an active learning. And we want students to take charge of their learning. Okay, it's gone the days, where me as a teacher is dictating and everyone is just listening for an hour and it's gone. Some prefer to sit back and sleep or want to chat. That's not. But when we are talking about professional courses like, pharmacy, medical, engineering, and so on and so forth, we do not want a doctor who is like 95% or, in his marks, or another doctor which is 50% his marks. Let's say, for example, if we're asked to put the mark sheet outside the clinic, I think half of the doctor we will not go. But I think in Monash system, what I understand, what we try to do is we want all the doctors of the same quality. Okay, so we do not grade them like, you score 95% and you score 50%. No, we want all of them to be of equally competent and equally knowledgeable when they treat the patient, because we are talking about human life in this case. So for that reason, when we're teaching, we are training, the expectation of knowledge they are gaining has to be equal, has to be very strong, has to be very competent, and then only they will be able to deliver when they go into their profession. So as I said, the number of lecture we slashed is 6 hours for the whole week, and more was active learning workshops. In COVID, what we try to do, the things or the workshop which we used to do synchronously in the class, we made it asynchronous. So same thing, content. Obviously, we have, as an educator, we have to be very smart and adapt quickly. And I remember our Pro Vice Chancellor, when the COVID hit and we were, forced to make changes and content very quickly, he said, do not try to be a creator. Don't try to, record the whole 40 minutes or 1 hour lecture, what you are supposed to deliver face to face. Just try to be smart and become a curator. Our students are very smart. They do not need us, to be very honest. And being an educator, I'm still saying that they do not need us to learn what they're supposed to learn. They do not expect me to teach them their CNS pharmacology and only from method. What they need from us, because they already learned, they got so many resources to know what it is. What they need from us is reconfirmation. What I have learned, you as an educator tell me, sir, I have done this. Can you tell it is correct? As an educator, we every now and then get email and message saying that, oh, I have actually drafted an answer to this particular question, which was from the past papers. Can you confirm it is correct or not? Now they are testing us, whether we are confirming whatever is being asked is correct. And that confirmation is very, very important. So I think our role has changed. From the teacher, we have become known of facilitators, or I will say a source of reconfirming what they have tried to learn. So I think this is very important. That's why, as Professor Kute and Dr. Tahir mentioned, we have to really and quickly adapt to the requirement. So for that reason, I think just a bit on what Dr. Tahir was asking, in our university, there is a system. Every new staff comes in, there is a graduate certificate in higher education. It is compulsory and mandatory for each and every staff to come and enroll. And I think because even though we have our masters, our PhDs in specific areas, we were never taught, because we don't do any education course, we were never taught of new methodologies, new pedagogies, or new frameworks. We are not aware of that. So unless we expose our educators to those systems, they will be, obviously everyone is ready to learn and adapt, and how we can move forward. And just to correct a bit on Dr. Tahir, my research says the time span is actually 8 seconds. So since the Instagram and the Reels has come, if within 8 seconds, if it is not attractive, they will just swipe up. So it reduced further down to 8 seconds.
So this could be because Dr. Tahir was talking about generation millennia, and you are talking about Gen G. 36 seconds goes to 8 seconds. So looking at the time constraint.
Yes, so we have 5 to 7 minutes. I've got a message from the organizers. So since we have a voluntary program coming in, so we have 5 to 7 minutes more. So I request you, madam, to kind of.
Sir, to wrap up rather than me or Dr. Sharik wrapping up this, I request Dr. Sunil to highlight or a kind of guidance, how to empower or how to navigate our faculty or educator or a learner, so that there is a real outcome-based lifelong learning of our students. Sir.
Yeah. As you rightly mentioned, and all Professor Tahir and Professor Farooq mentioned, and I was just going through, meanwhile, the comments from the box here. It's very clear that whatever digital changes may occur here in the field of teaching, but teachers cannot be replaced in the classroom. Only thing which is needed, that teaching learning needs to be complemented by the blended learning, and that is the need of the time. And one more thing which I would like to now emphasize, that taking the feedback of all the industries, they are not at all satisfied with our outcome with our students, and they need something different, and what we are producing is different. So there is a acute need to update our syllabus curriculum as per the need-based situation. So industry needs something different. We need to articulate all their needs, and we can. It's high time now to inculcate all those needs. And as Professor Tahir very rightly mentioned, one very appropriate word, that PBL, that project-based learning, that will be somewhere bringing them their active involvement in the learning, because when there is a delivery of the lecture, they may not be interested to listen to us, but active participation there, that will be definitely making them engaged, the point which was raised in earlier discussions too. So I believe that if our classroom teaching is now just complemented with this PBL, activity-based learning, and to engage there, I would like to conclude by sharing a couple of...
Because when we put a simulation, a student can actually visualize, or when they go to industry, they are actually bridging the gap.
Yeah.
If there is a simulation possible.
Yes. So as you rightly you mentioned, so those videos are also required, which we recommend them to see. Those videos, if they are again complemented with their actual experience with the industry, that will be definitely bringing them the real hands-on experience and a real hand-holding from the industry. One more thing which there to enhance engagement, their engagement in I would like to share a couple of activities that after discussion of 10 minutes, I previously declared that this point I will be explaining for 10 minutes, and there will be somebody randomly invited there to conclude the conclusion of this 10 minutes discussions. So that will be an effective way to increase their engagement in the lecture. Or we can conduct some formative assessment kind of things using LMS, or we can go even for 1 minute paper. Not end stake exam, high stake examinations are now outdated. So 1 minute paper after 5 minutes of discussions. I think all these things will be complemented very nicely the classroom teaching, and that's what educators now they need to be empowered with these new tools of blended learning, PBL, active participation, as well as this LMS can be very effectively used in assessment, and if the assessment parameter is emphasized in the students' mind, I believe they understand more nicely the significance of assessment. So that could be one of the good initiatives using the digital platforms and digital tools we can adopt in classrooms.
So thank you, Sunil sir. You actually aptly mentioned keeping the Indian scenario, Indian teaching scenario, teacher scenario in mind. So with this, I sincerely thank Dr. Sunil, Dr. Farooq, and Dr. Tahir for sharing your views, and I'm sure teachers, the participants are, I would say, learners are benefited, or probably they have got some sense of how to prepare themselves for this challenging time where we have Gen Z and the millennials are there to prepare them for the future generation. So with this, let me thank once again the entire panel, and over to you, Dr. Shah, please.
Thank you so much, Madam, for wrapping it up. Once again, thank you so much, Dr. Sunil Kutte, Dr. Tahir, and Dr. Farooq for giving your generous time and distilling your years of understanding and research into teaching and kind of benefiting that to our participants out there. Thank you so much once again. I'd now like to hand it over to Professor Abu Sufyan and Rohan Das for taking over to the next section, which is the valedictory section. Thank you once again, Dr. Munira, madam, and all the
Thank you. It was nice to meet and interact with you, all the participants and the panelists. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, to make this session a very interactive session. Now, I would like to present a certificate of appreciation to our panelists and chairpersons. Professor Sunil Kutte, sir, for the certificate of appreciation. Next certificate of appreciation, Dr. Farooq Sheikh, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Dr. Tahir Ansari, sir. Thank you, sir, for participation. Thanks to Dr. Munira Momin, ma'am, for being the session chair of this panelist discussion.
Thank you, madam.
And Dr. Shariq Syed, thank you very much to be the co-chair of this panel discussion. Thank you all of the participations, and thank you very much for your very insightful suggestions and inputs given by the panel discussion. I'm sure this will immensely help our participants to innovate, imprint the innovative teaching in their classrooms. Thank you to one and all. And now moving to the valedictory section, I request Professor Abu Sufyan, sir, to take over.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Reshma, for facilitating this session. I think we'll wait for 5 more minutes so that our Honorable Executive Chairman can join, and then we'll start with validity program. Meanwhile, I request our all panelists to please join validity program.
Abu Sufyan sir.
हेलो ये आ गए राजेंद्र नगर साहब की आवाज आई Can you hear
Yes
me?
sir, yes sir.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me? Yeah.
थोड़ा सा सर कैमरा है ना थोड़ा लैपटॉप थोड़ा सा
या समझ गए
या यस यस करेक्ट
ठीक है ना
Oh.
I hope I do it.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So shall we start the session with your due permission?
Yeah, chief guest also joined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop also. Yeah.
I request Dr. Rohan see that our all the guests they have got the access for the co-host.
आ रहे ना हाँ एक सेकंड हाँ उधर मिलेगा
Magar sir, can you hear me?
Yes, Dr. Tarendra, we can hear you. Yeah, welcome sir. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Ramzan, shall we start the session?
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Executive Chairman, Mr. Burhan Harris, Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Suresh Ukrande, Guest of Honor, Dr. Tarendra Lakhankar, Director of the Campus, Dr. Ramzan Khatik, External Advisory Committee member present today, Dr. Farooq Sheikh, Dr. Rakesh Somani, Dr. Munira Momin, Dr. Shahid Khaled, all heads of AIKTC, members of Conference Advisory Committee, and all the distinguished participants. A very warm welcome to the valedictory program of this remarkable international conference on innovative teaching and exuberant learning. It is with a great pleasure and a sense of accomplishment we gather here today to celebrate the culmination of this enlightening and transformative event. Throughout these 3 days of the conference, we have delved into a diverse array of topics, each shedding a light on evolving landscape of education in the digital age. We have explored the utilization of ChatGPT for the lesson planning, witnessing the power of artificial intelligence to enhance instructional design and create engaging learning experience. The redefinition of the role of teachers, inspiring them to become facilitators and mentors, have encouraged the development of responsible learners who are self-driven and capable of navigating the complexity of the world. The discussion on the peer-assisted study session have highlighted the significance of collaborative learning environments where students support and learn from one another. We have also dwelled into the realm of research methodology, publications, and ethics, recognizing the importance of rigorous and ethical practices in advancing the frontiers of the knowledge. Then hands-on workshop on use of ChatGPT in teaching and learning has offered excellent insight for integration of artificial tools into the classroom, enabling personalized and interactive educational experience. Furthermore, the exploration of problem and project-based learning have provided strategies for implementation, emphasizing the cultivation of critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration in the student. Lastly, the panel discussion on empowering educators, navigating pedagogical approaches, and technological advancement in digital age has brought together experts from various fields to share their insight and experiences. In addition, there were 41 oral presentations on innovation done by educators from different parts of the globe. This invaluable conversation has provided a roadmap for educators, enabling them to effectively leverage pedagogical approaches and technological advancement to meet the ever-evolving needs of students in the digital era. Once again, I warm welcome to this valedictory program. May this be a celebration of achievement and inspiration for future endeavor and testament to the transformative power of innovative teaching and exuberant learning. Moving ahead, now I request conference chair and director of this prestigious institution to deliver the conference deliberation and present key statistics. Dr. Akhtar, it is all to you.
Thank you, Professor Abu Sufyan. It's my privilege to deliver. Honorable Executive Chairman, Mr. Burhan Harris, Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Suresh Shukrande, Guest of Honor, Dr. Tarendra, all the members of External Advisory Committee from various countries, all the deans and heads of AIKTC, distinguished participant, organizing team, members of Conference Advisory Committee, good evening to one and all. I am excited to present the key statistics of the International Conference on Innovative Teaching and Exuberant Learning 2023. This conference has been celebration of educational excellence, where educators from around the world have come together to share their insights and experiences. I am pleased to announce that we have received an overwhelming response in terms of research contribution. A total of 63 manuscripts were submitted, representing the collective efforts of 29 esteemed institutions from 8 different countries. These manuscripts undergone through rigorous review process, guided by our esteemed panel of experts. Out of the submission, 41 manuscripts were accepted, highlighting the quality and relevance of the research presented at this conference. The enthusiasm for this conference was not limited to research contribution alone. We also received an impressive number of registration from educators and professionals passionate about innovative teaching and exuberant learning. A total of 127 registrations were received, representing the engagement of 34 institutions across 5 different countries. This wide participation demonstrated the global appeal and impact of the topic discussed during this conference. One of the highlights of this conference was the stellar lineup of speakers who graciously shared their expertise and insights. We had the privilege of hosting 6 distinguished keynote speakers who enlightened us with their visionary ideas and cutting-edge research. Additionally, we were fortunate to have 3 esteemed panelists who enrich our discussion with their perspectives. Among these speakers, 7 represented prominent institutions within the conference host countries, while 2 speakers were renowned figures at national level. These statistics not only showcase the depth of knowledge presented at this conference, but also underscore the significance of collaborative efforts in advancing the field of education. In conclusion, I would like to express my gratitude to all the participants, speakers, and institutions who have contributed to the success of this international conference. Your passion, expertise, and collaborative spirit have made this conference a truly transformative experience. Thank you, and let us continue our journey toward a future where innovative teaching and exuberant learning are at the heart of education. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Director, for presenting conference deliberation. Moving ahead, now I request the conference co-chair and Dean of School of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Rajendra Magar, to introduce and invite chief guest for today's inaugural program, Dr. Suresh Ukrande. It is all to you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Abu Sufyan. Yeah, it's again my privilege and honor to introduce today's valedictory program chief guest, Dr. Suresh Ukrande, who is the principal of KJ Somaiya Institute of Engineering and Information Technology, SIAN, Mumbai. Sir is also Associate Dean, Faculty of Science and Technology, University of Mumbai. He is a former Dean, Faculty of Science and Technology, Dean, Faculty of Technology, Member of Senate, Management Council, Academic Council, Board of Examiner, Board of Deans, Chairman Board of Studies in Civil Engineering of University of Mumbai. Sir has graduated from the College of Engineering, Pune, and did his MTech and PhD from IIT Bombay. He has 36 years of teaching experience and was the principal at engineering colleges for 17 years at University of Mumbai and 1 year at University of Pune. Sir has published 50 papers in national and international journals and conferences. He has attended various seminars, conferences, and traveled abroad to present the papers. Sir has 4 books in his credit: Engineering Mechanics, Fluid Mechanics, Water Management, Irrigation Engineering, Numerical Modeling to Coastal Aquifer. He has guided 24 candidates at postgraduate level and 7 candidates has completed PhD under him. His PhD thesis is published in the form of the book entitled Numerical Modeling of Coastal Aquifers by William Warlock D. Muller and Co. Germany. He is the recipient of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan National Award for Best Engineering Principal in 2019 from Indian Society for Technical Education for his outstanding contribution for the academic community and for the student. He has also been awarded again Best Engineering College Principal Award from IST Maharashtra and Goa section in 2017, and also again Best Paper Award, Best Principal Award from CSI and TechNext 2018 at Indian Conference and award on February 2016. Also, he got the Best Principal Award in 2019. He is a member of various professional bodies such as IST, IIH. Yeah. Last sentence, sir. He is, sir is like a mentor for AIKTC since our inception, and his contribution for AIKTC is immense. So thanks, sir, for accepting our invitation for today's valedictory program. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Magar, for introduction. I'm very happy to be here on this virtual platform to address my colleagues across all countries, rather 6 countries. I'm addressing this audience on a virtual platform, and at the same time I'm not sitting in the office or not sitting in my college or at home, but I'm traveling. So this moving platform, addressing an online platform. So I'm very happy that Engineering Institute, that is AIKTC, has organized such a conference on this teaching learning processes, that is International Conference on Innovative Teaching and Learning. Generally, engineering college means they organize the conference on various topics of civil, mechanical, electrical, maybe computer or electronics, telecommunications, so on. There they are expertise. And such conference, what AIKTC has organized, are arranged by the B.Ed and D.Ed institutions or faculties of that kind. And it's very relevant topic selected by organizing team of AIKTC. It's very much essential. Why I'm saying this very much essential? Because the teachers will have a knowledge, they'll have a depth of knowledge, they will have a breadth of a knowledge, but how to deliver it, how to make the delivery very effective, that is very important. Because I remember when I was studying in 12th, there are two teachers of physics, those were teaching to me, part 1, part 2. One teacher was a doctorate fellow and he was teaching a subject to us, but we were not getting the subject because he was teaching with a very, considering the class of maybe masters or PhD candidates, and we were studying in 12th. The other teacher was very simply, each and every sentence, term was explaining very well, and we were liking their class. So how to deliver is very important. You may have a knowledge, you may have a depth and breadth of a knowledge, but how to deliver is very important. And I myself have undergone this teaching process for last 30 years plus. I will narrate one experience here. In one of the year in 1997, the colleges got students got admissions late in my college, and very few students have got admission, and their entrance marks were very less. And I was been asked to teach them a subject like engineering mechanics. And for me, it was very, very difficult. It was challenging for me to teach the subjects for the students. Teacher should not say it actually, the average student or brilliant student or slow learner, but it was the fact they were very slow learners and I was finding it very difficult to teach. So which I noticed in the very first lecture, and I changed my way of teaching. I was explaining the problem very silently, each and every step very slowly writing on the board, and for every problem I was going to 4 or 5 students and see what they were doing. For another problem I was going to another 4 or 5 students, and there only whatever I felt I have adopted way of teaching. And immediately in the next semester I have been assigned a division of a toppers, where whatever I could complete in a slow learners class in 3 to 4 hours, I could complete everything in 1 hour. So it was possible because of the competency of the student, but there I had to change my way of teaching to them. So that is very important for a teacher, how to teach the class by understanding the slow learners, average learners, brilliant students in a class, fast learners, what we say, and that is very essential, very important. And what we talk about nowadays is very first was a chalk and duster, and what we say blackboard teaching. It's a very old method, and that will continue as far as I feel. It will continue for forever. At the same time, the research goes in the field. There are a lot of surveys being conducted in the field, and based on that, as you know, the PowerPoint presentation came. Then this online platforms have come in existence since COVID in large scale. Then ways of innovative teaching, flipped classroom has come. And I remember when I was student in MTech for IIT Bombay, a 20 feet long board, a teacher starts writing from left end to right end for around 44 minutes and explaining from left to right and linking that whatever the writing is there for complete 1 hour. So that also we have experienced. And it is very essential for a teacher to see that, attention of a student remains for 45 minutes or 1 hour by means of your own way of teaching, by making use of the innovative teaching methodologies. It's not limited to starting from Blackboard to Transparency to PPT to various platforms, or nowadays making use of this, developing the course content, online course content or videos, and so many things like making use of AI, or nowadays making use of ChatGPT and so many things. AI is going to change the whole scenario of this education domain, as you know, it's already happening. And at the same time, what I feel is the attention of a student, how we can make him attentive for 1 hour. That is a challenge. And as research says, a time of attention of a student or a learner is 7 minutes. And to keep them engaged for 45 minutes, 1 hour is a challenge for a teacher. So it's not only of course, depth and breadth of knowledge is essential, but by making way of use of the innovative technologies, innovative teaching learning processes, pedagogy, we should be able to keep the attention of the students by means of asking questions and so many ways and means there, quizzes and so many things. As it is said by in the beginning about the various innovative methods like AI or ChatGPT and so on, but our ultimate aim is to deliver what we know to the learner and effective way of delivery. The concepts like project-based learning, the concept like innovation-based learning, I will say, or research-based learning, or whatever the skills they are supposed to achieve, like skill-based learning, or activity-based learning, or technology-based learning. All these things are to be made effective for the attention of a student in a class, in a lab, or in a seminar, wherever. That is very much essential for a teacher. It's a challenge. And nowadays, students don't want to sit even for a class. But if a teacher is good, his knowledge is as at par with the requirement, and his delivery is effective, maybe in the form of flip classroom or whatever the concept he wanted to use. If it makes him make the learner attentive in a class, the purpose of it is served. And the topic which is selected by this institute, organizing team of AI KTC is very relevant. I am thankful to the chairman of this society, Dr. Kazi, the president of SOTA Society rather. Chairman is Dr. Burhan Harris, campus director Dr. Ramjan, principal of the institute Dr. Rajendra Magar, and all other teaching faculty members of the institute for inviting me here and to be there with you. So all the best to everyone. And after completing this, today it's a validity function. After this, we'll be going back to our institute, and I'm sure with this 3-day deliberations, panel discussions, you'll enrich with your knowledge of innovation, innovative teaching learning, and make use so that the end user, that is student, is real beneficiary. So thank you once again for inviting me here, and all the best.
Thank you, Dr. Suresh Ukrande, for gracing this event and also your inspiring chief guest remark. Moving forward, I request the conference co-chair and Dean of School of Pharmacy, Dr. Sharik Syed, to introduce and invite our guest of honor for the day, Dr. Tarendra Lakhankar. Dr. Sharik,
can you hear me properly?
Yes, you are absolutely audible.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Professor Abu Sufyan. So it's really an honor and pleasure for me to be introducing Dr. Tarendra Lakhankar here. Dr. Tarendra Lakhankar is an accomplished researcher with a very strong academic background and a wealth of experience in environmental engineering, remote sensing. Having been grown from a very poor and a remote village near Tumsar, Dr. Lakhankar was determined to achieve success in his life, pursue his passions. So he went on to do his diploma in civil engineering, followed by his bachelor's in engineering from Nanded, and finally an MTech from BIT. That did not stop here. He got his wings and he flew all over to United States of America at City University of New York to pursue his PhD in civil engineering. And there, the rest is history, where he worked as a postdoctoral scientist at Colorado and ultimately becoming a very distinguished researcher in the field of remote sensing and advanced mathematical statistical methods such as neural networks, fuzzy logic, and several others. Currently, he's also the director for environmental remote sensing in a data analytics lab and taught several courses around that, GIS and Earth systems. Dr. Lakhankar's notable achievements is in designing and executing operational remote sensing field-based campaigns for snow and soil moistures, which has primarily been used to calibrate and validate the NASA's satellite missions to enhance forecasting algorithm for climate and hydrological application. He has worked extensively on research projects that relates to flash flood warning systems, snow characterizations, product development, and other hydrometeorological test beds and climate adaptation strategies. Dr. Lakhankar has coordinated, collaborated, and organized several international and national conferences, meetings, which are related to climate and remote sensing. He serves as an editor for journals, several journals, reviewed several manuscripts. His life is dedicated to scientific research, and his passion for community has been recognized to the STAR Award in 2022 by the City College of New York. It is truly an honor, sir, for me to be introducing yourself. I've gone through your website. It's fairly impressive. And some of the exciting photographs are you doing a skydiving in the Himalayas. Maybe sometime with her, we'd love to have the chat on some of those exciting moments that you had. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Dr. Tarendra Lakhankar for his thoughts. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sharik, for generous introductions. Really appreciate that. And the picture I'm sharing, my background is my visit the last time I came to your institute.
I can see that, sir. Yes.
Wonderful visit to your institute.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, chief guest of event, Dr. Ukrande, and Honorable Executive Chairman, Mr. Burhan Harris, Dr. Director of Campus, Dr. Rahman Khatik, Ranjan Khatik, Dr. Rajendra Magar, and all heads of AI KTC, distinguished participants, esteemed organizers, member of conference advisory committee, honored guest of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure and with a great pride I am present before you today with a guest of honor for this valedictory program on this remarkable event on International Conference on Innovative Teaching and Exuberant Learning. I convey organizers my sincere thanks for inviting me as a guest of honor and as also part of advisory committee for this event. Also, I think to share with you, I am one of the resource person with AI PTE IST sponsor FDE program organized by Civil Department under leadership of Dr. Magar. I have personally witnessed the quality of progress conducted by your institute, which really deserve a huge appreciation. As a member of advisory committee, I have gone through the conference brochure. The theme and track of the conference is really great and worth to be implemented in academic, and this conference is truly the international one. I am particularly enthralled by the hands-on workshop on the use of ChatGPT in the teaching and learning. I believe this interactive sessions must allow participants to experience the first-hand and transformative potential of AI in the classroom. The significance of adaptive teaching methodologies such as active-based learning and problem-based learning, which also Dr. Ukrande mentioned, can promote active participations, collaborations, and independent thinking. Also, this is in turn, this experiment in turn can facilitate a deeper understanding of the subject and enhance the long-term retention of knowledge, Together, we build a future where innovative teaching and exuberant learning happens on its true spirit. I have personally looked into how many organizations or how my organizations can collaborate with this, with the AI KTC to implement best practices as well as conduct jointly many such type of events in future. I want to stop here and thank you once again, all, and my best wishes to all of you for future. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Tarendra Lakhankar, for your insightful address. I know that you are joining there from US early at morning at 6 a.m. So thank you very much for joining us. Now, it is a spotlight session and time to acknowledge the contribution of the member of advisory committee. I request all the members of advisory committee to present here to start your video so that we can put you on the spotlight. I also request Dr. Rohan to share the screen of all the member of advisory committee. Hope you can share it, Dr. Rohan.
It is shared.
Okay. Going ahead, we acknowledge the member of all the advisory committee for their immense role in curating this conference. Our heartfelt thanks go to Dr. Andrew, Head of Center for Education and Teaching Innovation at the University of Westminster, UK, Dr. Tarendra Lakhankar, the research scientist at Nova Crest Institute, City University of New York, USA, Dr. Arshad Salema, Course Director for Master of Applied Engineering, Monash University, Malaysia, Dr. Farooq Sheikh, Head of the Discipline of the Pharmacy at Charles Sturt University, Australia, Dr. Shahid Karim, Associate Professor at King Abdulaziz University, Saudi Arabia, Dr. Tahir Ansari, Associate Professor at University of Nottingham, Malaysia, Dr. V. Jyoti Prakash, Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering at IIT Bombay, Dr. Suresh Ukrande, Principal at KJ Sumaya Institute of Engineering and Information Technology, and Associate Dean at University of Mumbai, Dr. Sunil Kute, Dean Academics and Professor at KK Wag Institute of Engineering, Education and Research, Nasik, Dr. Rakesh Somani, Professor and Principal at DY Patil University School of Pharmacy, India, Dr. Munira Momin, Professor and Principal at SVKM BNCP College of Pharmacy, Mumbai, India, our very own Director, Dr. Ramzan Khatik, Dean of School of Engineering, Dr. Rajendra Magar, Dean of School of Pharmacy, Dr. Sharik Sayyed, and Dean of School of Architecture, Professor Raj Matre. Your expertise and guidance have been invaluable in shaping the conference content. So thank you for being an invaluable member of our advisory panel. Going ahead, now I invite Dr. Rohan, co-convener of this conference, to take this proceeding ahead.
Thank you very much, Abu Sufyan sir. This is Dr. Rohan Dasgupta. This is Dr. Rohan Dasgupta, the co-convener of this conference. And at this point, I would like to invite feedback from the participants. So if there are any participants who would like to voice their feedback for this conference, they can turn on their mic and camera and you can go ahead with it. I would also like to parallelly take the brief feedback from all the participants via Mentimeter. I have posted a link in the chat box. So just by clicking on that, you can give your maybe 1 word, 2 word feedback about that. So I invite any participant who would like to share their feedback. Any participants are there, they can unmute their mic and they can share their feedback.
So this is Kritika Patmanabhan. So I just wanna give a brief about this, whatever I have enjoyed in this particular workshop. It was awesome being there in this workshop for past 3 days. And I also presented my paper along with my co-partner Deepak. So we had a wonderful experience. We've been to like many places, but here in online, in the comfort of home, just getting to know the keynote addresses of many marvelous speakers, along with today's panel discussion. Everything is eye-opening for all of us. And as a teacher myself, and I am a researcher as well, so this will be helping me in the future as well. And I am sure that this will be spreading through mouth. So like through many places as well. So please do conduct such things and make us excited. And looking forward to like, you know, have this kind of connections workshops often with AAKTC. And this innovative teaching in person is like very innovative topic in itself. And we could associate with it so much because we are into innovative teaching now. So it's very wonderful being part of it. And if you could like, you know, share all the details of keynote addresses, maybe like some mail IDs. We had some questions also so that we can also forward to them and get some more clarifications. And please do be in touch for further workshops. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirutika ma'am. Your suggestions have also been noted and we will try to act upon it. Is there anybody else who would like to share their feedback?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Jayalakshmi ma'am, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for knowing my name. Yes, Dean of Lakshmi Narayana Medical College. Now I can reveal my identity because I have finished my paper presentation. Good evening, all of you, sir. Sir, this is one of the wonderful and excellent conference I had come across. It is really innovative and exuberant learning, and I was so elated and delighted to be the participant of this. And this technological side, as in medical field, though I am not aware, now it has opened my insight in the inner brain to know more things about this. I can definitely say, sir, and vouch that ChatGPT cannot replace a good teacher. So that is what, with that proud for organizing such a wonderful conference. I'm telling you, hats off to you, sir. Excellent. I can show my hands from here, whether you can see. Thank you, sir. You are all invited to be one of the participants to be here with us in this medical college in future if I organize. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Also, you can see on the screen that 65 participants have given their brief feedback, where I can see in bold letters, excellent, informative experience, very well organized. Thank you. Kudos to the organizers. So thank you all for the nice words that you're sharing here. And with that, I think we will move on to the next part, where it is my pleasure to invite Mr. Burhan Haris, Honorable Executive Chairman, Board of Institutes of Navi Mumbai, Anjuman-e-Islam, to kindly deliver his presiding address. Over to you, Burhan, sir. Sir, you're on mute, sir. Sorry.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I am more than happy, more than excited, more than proud to be the part and to be heading the team, the place, the campus who organized this even today. Exuberant learning, I mean, whatever is the topic of today's this conference, had been our mission from almost the very beginning of this campus. And we have been into that efforts to really make teaching at our campus what it is today. And what is the topic? As I said, I'm repeating myself perhaps. This has been that is what I'm learning. Teaching and learning is the biggest, is the most important job. It's most important responsibility a human being learns to take it on himself or herself. It's the human beings, it's the people who spread, who learn and who spread the teaching, the learning, who teach, who work to gain knowledge, are all the people in this world. I mean, it's not just the human beings, it's the living beings and non-living beings. If we don't learn about them, their functions, that we don't research and we don't stand up to pass it on to other human beings, other areas of the world, whichever, like this effort, at least about 6-7 countries, participants. Wow, it's a service to humanity. It's a service to mankind and humanity, of course. And I think doing it in the best way, doing it the way it should be, doing it in a manner which is more than just possible, more than just doing our best, doing it the way it should be. This is our efforts. I congratulate, I really compliment, and I thank every member of Students' Council who worked in the process of preparing to have this kind of function, this kind of conference, and to work during its beginning, its continuation until today when it comes to the end. I could feel from these few speakers whom I heard today, they were sad about it, that it is ending. They wished it should go on. It should have gone on more. Everybody is busy. Everybody who spoke here now and before in these last 3 days, everybody who participated with their content, with their thoughts in these 3 days. Thank you very much. I salute, I compliment all of you. It was not just having you on screen, on a digital screen. It was a matter of service. It was a matter of learning and teaching, learning and passing it on to the world, to the other human beings, to make them understand the very job of teaching, going from the topic of the conference, title of the conference, to making it interesting. Unless it is interesting, it is boring. And if it is boring, nobody would want to know, want to participate, want to contribute. We have tried our best, and my technical staff, my non-technical staff at AIKTC, Anjuman Islam's Kalsekar Technical Campus. I would like to share, I think it must have been shared by IKTC, human resources, that it's the Anjuman Islam today is in its 150th year. By February, I think 2023, we will be completing our 150 years of survival, existence and survival and growth. I am so very proud to share it with you all, and for your help, your compliment, your every gesture. Congratulate us that we go on and on and on. So maybe more than 150 years more, and so on. Thank you very much. I am really proud. I repeat myself. I could see those smiling faces. Dr. Kurande, thank you very much. Every guest. I don't want to make it very small, because at the end of it, 3 days you people have participated and been around and been on, with your eyes on the screen, digital screen, with the thought that every more time I spend on this digital screen, it's going to spoil my eyes. and still you're there. Thank you very much. Thank you for helping us to make it such a success, to make it so right, to make it the way it should have been. Thank you so much once again. I hope I've done justice with the job of presiding over today's event. Thank you very much. And I don't know how do I thank you, all the participants and organizers and helpers and all those who have worked to make it great experience for all the participants, for all the people I mean, all the audience all around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chairman Sir, for your presiding address. And we have tried to do all that is required to be done to make this event successful. And it is not the end, sir. We will remain with the participants, with them till they do not need us in any way.
All right, great. and expect the same from them.
Yeah.
That they are with us till we do not need them.
Yes. Yeah. So with
and
this,
do all that to make us more and more successful. Help us in making. And Madam Padmanabhan, thank you. It was a very sweet address.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
thank you, sir. With this, we have come to the part of the program that all participants have been waiting for eagerly. That is the declaration of the prizes of the oral presentations at this conference. And for that, may I kindly invite our chief guest, Dr. Suresh Ukrande, Principal, KJ Somaiya Institute of Engineering and Information Technology, and Associate Dean, Faculty of Science and Technology, University of Mumbai, to please share the names of the winners. Sir?
Yeah.
Ukrande, sir? Yeah.
Yeah, once again, good afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yes.
Yeah. Once again, good afternoon to all of you. I have seen this campus at Navi Mumbai, Navi Panvel, growing since last 10-12 years. It's one of the best campus, vibrant campus, under the umbrella of Anjuman, what we say in short, who is celebrating, the trust is celebrating 150 years of its existence, giving service to the nation. I'm very happy to be there on this virtual platform. Now I have reached home, and now I will declare the prizes. The first one, the oral presentation 10. It's a second runners-up. Mrs. Darshana Jadhav and Dr. Sally Enos for the paper, the correlational study of digital pedagogy of school teachers with their adaptability quotient. Congratulations.
Darshana ma'am and Sally ma'am, if you are there, please turn on your camera.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do not have enough words right now. Dr. Sally ma'am is not right now with me, but I'm attending the conference. And thank you. It means a lot. Thank you so much.
We want to see you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for turning on the camera.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Now you are there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next, first runners-up, that oral presentation 40, Rahil Qureshi, testing the performance of classification algorithms in designing an academic result predictor and identifying the multi-dimensional factors affecting students' academic results.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Rahil Qureshi.
Rehal ma'am, if you are there, if you can turn on your camera, Rehal ma'am.
Yes.
No,
Rehal, wow.
Okay.
Wonderful name.
So I think we can move on.
Not yet?
Yeah. No. Congratulations. Now it's time to declare the winner. It's oral presentation number 15, Dr. Bhagwati Prasad Upadhyay.
Oh, wow.
Innovation in learning and teaching Hindi to degree students from home and abroad. Congratulations, Dr. Bhagwati.
Dr. Bhagwati, we want to see you again.
Yeah, she's there.
Good afternoon, sir. I am here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I am highly obliged to the organizing committee and all chief guests from all over the world. And I am also grateful to the jury members and all the participants and all the paper presenters of this international conference. Thank you so much, sir. May God bless you all. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much to all. I mean, congratulations to all the winners. And thank you to Dr. Suresh Shukrande for gracing this occasion with us. So I guess now it's sorry. So now it's time to conclude the conference with a vote of thanks. I request Dean School of Engineering and Technology of AIKTC, Dr. Rajendra Magar, to propose the formal vote of thanks of this international conference.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Rohan. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dear participants, dignitaries, since the efforts by the organizers and all the team members have been put, the vote of thanks is a little bit lengthy. I will not take much time. Bear with me. I would like to start. Thank you, Professor Abu Sufyan and Professor Rohan, for giving me an opportunity to deliver vote of thanks of this enlightening conference. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of organizing committee, it's my great honor to extend my most sincere thanks and appreciation to all those who have made this international conference on innovative teaching and exuberant learning a resounding success. First and foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Suresh Shukrande, and our guest of honor, Dr. Tarendra Lakhankar, for graciously accepting our invitation to join us for today's valedictory program. Your presence and valuable insights have enriched our conference and inspired all the participants. I would like to extend our gratitude to our beloved President, Dr. Zahir Kazi Saab, Honorable General Secretary Akil Hafiz Sir, Honorable Treasurer Miyazwala Sir, and the entire management team of Anjuman Islam for their unwavering support and encouragement throughout this conference. Your guidance and leadership have been instrumental in making this event a remarkable success. A special thanks goes to our source of inspiration, our own Honorable Executive Chairman, Navi Mumbai Board of Institution, Mr. Burhan Harris Sir. Your continuous guidance and vision have been the driving force behind the success of this conference. Big thanks to Conference Chair, Dr. Ramjan Khattik, Director of AIKTC, for his invaluable support and guidance. And also special thanks to Conference Co-Chair, Dr. Sharik and Professor Raj Matre. Indeed, this conference is the result of thoughtful curation by Conference Chair and Conference Co-Chair. I would like to express our sincere appreciation to all the members of Advisory Committee who have played a vital role, crucial role in shaping the content and direction of the conference. Big thanks to Session Chair, Dr. Munira, Principal of BNCP College of Pharmacy, Dr. Sharik, Dean School of Pharmacy, Professor Tabrez Khan, Head of the Computer Engineering Department, Dr. Shahbaz, FE Controller, School of Engineering, Dr. Rohandas Gupta, Joint Controller, and Professor Raj Matre. We are immensely grateful to the esteemed judges who dedicated their valuable time and expertise to evaluate the contributions. Sincere thanks goes to Dr. Nusrat Junaidi, Dr. Irfan Lakani, Dr. Fawaz, Dr. Arshad Salem, Dr. Shahid Karim, Dr. Parikshit Narendra, Dr. Fauzia Ansari, Dr. Muhammad Asif Gandhi, Professor Tabrez Khan, Dr. Sharik, Professor Shahbazul Haq. Your commitment to excellence and meticulous evaluation have ensured the quality of the conference presentation. Our deepest appreciation goes to our distinguished keynote speaker and panelist, Dr. Jason, Dr. Ida, Dr. Narendra, Dr. Mizanpur Rahman, Professor Gueb Kari, Dr. Preeti, Dr. Farooq Sheikh, Dr. Tahir Ansari, and Dr. Sunil Kute. Your profound insights and expertise have enlightened us and added immense value of the conference. Lastly, but certainly not the least, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the exceptional team behind the scene, the CTEL team led by Professor Abu Sufyan, controller of CTEL and convener of the conference. We approached Professor Abu Sufyan with the idea of organizing an international conference on this particular theme just 2 months before, and without hesitation, he accepted the challenge. His dedication, tireless efforts, and flawless execution have made this conference a grand success. We extend our sincere appreciation to Professor Abu Sufyan and the entire CTEL team for their unwavering commitment and valuable contribution. A special mention to thanks to Dr. Rohan Das Gupta, Joint Control of CTEL and co-convener of the conference, and all the coordinators, Professor Reshma, Professor Sara, Professor Shaheen Ansari, Professor Shaheen Atwani, Professor Nusrat, Professor Amruta, Professor Shaheen, and Professor Samir, and Professor Asma Tambe for their exceptional coordination and support throughout the conference. Your hard work and dedication have played a pivotal role in ensuring the smooth execution of this event. We'd like to acknowledge and appreciate the valuable contribution of all the authors who presented their papers at the conferences. Your research and insights have contributed to the intellectual richness to this gathering. We extend our gratitude to all the faculties of AIKTC and the participants who attended this conference. Your active participation, engagement, and enthusiasm have made this conference a vibrant and enlightening experience. Lastly, I sincerely apologize if I have inadvertently missed anyone's name while expressing our gratitude. Please know that your contribution and presence are deeply appreciated and have been integral to the success of this conference. Once again, our sincerest thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dr. Magar?
Yes.
Hello. It was
I
really
request all
it
participants, they can unmute their videos.
It was really too long.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay.
You were not
Professor.
lying when you said that. Or exaggerated. Okay.
Professor Abu Sufyan Sheikh, you can have a screenshot.
Yeah, all participants are requested to turn on their camera to have a group screenshot. Thank you everybody for turning on the camera. Have we got it? Just wait, just keep your cameras on.
3 in 1.
Yes. Done. Thank you. Thank you. We have got the screenshot. Thank you, Dr. Magar, for proposing the formal vote of thanks of this conference. Dr. Magar,
who will thank
Dr.
you?
Magar is, yes, sir, I'm doing it.
Rohan,
Dr. Magar
yes.
is one of the active members of the advisory committee and of this conference is his brainchild. On behalf of the conference committee, I thank him for his immense contribution for this conference. So with this, we have come to the end of this 3 days international conference on innovative teaching and exuberant learning 2023. Thanks for joining this conference and being an active part of it. Participation certificates as well as author certificates for both conference and oral presentation shall be shared to all eligible participants in 3 working days. We will also share conference proceedings link to all participants on their registered email ID as well as through the WhatsApp group. Have a nice day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay blessed. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ron.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you,
All the
Doctor.
best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Grande, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Boran
you,
sir. Thank
Tarendra
you.
Khande sir.
Welcome.
Abu Sufyan को सलाम.
Thank you. Sufyan sir, आप unmute कीजिए.
Unmute करो.
अबू सुफियान जी गए क्या है?
सर उन्होंने बहुत मेहनत बहुत
I know.
किया. डे
इसीलिए
नाइट.
सलाम किया ना.
या सर.
सलाम अबू सुफियान को सलाम. Can't hear you. Mute है. हाँ आवाज नहीं आए.
इधर आके बोलो, इधर आके बोलो.
बंद करो सर आपका तो इनका बंद.
हाँ चलिए इधर ऑन है.
जी सर.
Yeah, I said आपको सलाम.
Jazakallah, sir. Jazakallah. It is the efforts of complete team. It is commendable job by.
Of course,
complete
it
team
is
of
always. But there is one Abu Sufyan there in the team every time.
Audio. Ji, sir.
There is always one Abu Sufyan in the team.
Sir,
So,
yes, sir. सही है.
Thank you. Of course, Dr. Magar, Dr. Sharik, Nadre, Rohan Das,
तारिक सर नहीं दिख रहे सर.
everybody, and Ramzan sir.
तारिक सर.
कितनी बार मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मेरा और रमजान सर का अभी झगड़ा हो जाए. हाँ, ये स्ट्रेस में.
हो गया सर.
Okay, चलिए, all the best.